They say the devil doesn't always whisper. Sometimes, he walks among us. This story is about a man so twisted, people still wonder if he was human at all. It all began with a voice, echoing up from the dirt of a small-town cemetery. 1999, a quiet Midwestern town. Families were settling down for the night when strange sounds drifted from the old cemetery. Muffled cries. Faint but desperate. Like someone trapped underground, begging to be saved. At first, neighbors thought it was their imagination. A prank. Maybe even the wind. But when the sound didn't stop, curiosity turned into dread. A few brave men grabbed flashlights and started digging. Their shovels hit something soft. A small hand clawed upward. The men froze, hearts pounding. Then a boy's face broke through the dirt. Pale. Bloody. Barely alive. He was maybe 14. Thin, shaking, soaked in blood from a head wound. His lips moved but no words came out. He tried to speak, but the sound was gone. The neighbors carried him out, stunned and terrified. No one recognized him. No wallet. No papers. Just a kid dumped like garbage inside a grave. Deputies raced to the scene. They tried to get a name. A family. Anything. But the boy stared blankly. Doctors later said shock had stolen his voice, and maybe his memory, too. News spread fast. A child, buried alive. Who could do this? The sheriff's office combed missing persons lists, but found nothing. Not a single report matched the boy. Then came the second horror. Just a day later, hikers found dogs tearing into a dirt mound near the hills. Something was buried there, too, but this time, there was no survivor. Inside a torn duffel bag lay human remains. A man in his early 30s, hacked to pieces. No ID. No name. Just the stench of death. And the timeline matched, the same night the boy was buried alive. Detectives studied the body. Whoever did this hadn't just killed. They destroyed. Limbs hacked apart, stuffed into a bag like trash. It wasn't rage. It was calculation. Cold. The coroner put time of death at 2 days earlier, the same window when the boy was buried alive. 2 crimes. 2 victims. One monster behind them both. But still no names. No one in town reported a missing teen or a man in his 30s. It was as if both had dropped off the earth. So investigators widened the search. Across counties, across state lines. Finally, a missing persons report lit up the system. A father and his nephew, gone without a trace. The man was Robert Hayes, 33. A bus driver from a Rust Belt town hours away. With him, his nephew Daniel, just 14. They'd been missing over a week. Detectives pulled their photos. Their stomachs sank. The boy in the hospital was Daniel. And the chopped-up body? Robert. The missing uncle and nephew had been found. So how did a hard-working bus driver end up butchered in a bag? Why was his teenage nephew buried alive? Detectives turned to the bus station for answers. Other drivers said Robert was last seen talking with a stranger. A man hanging around for days, watching. Too interested in the drivers, like he was sizing them up. That night, Robert gave up his regular route to take the stranger on a private run. Drivers thought it was odd. Robert wasn't the type to bend rules. One witness remembered the man clearly. Mid-30s. Sharp features. Eyes that didn't blink. The kind of face you don't forget. A sketch went up. Cops knew him instantly. His name was Raymond Cole. 35. A career criminal with a sheet longer than a grocery list. Petty theft, scams, assaults. But never murder, at least, not until now. Detectives dug into his recent moves. Neighbors said Raymond suddenly showed off a used shuttle bus. No job, no savings, yet somehow he bought a vehicle overnight. Suspicious? Absolutely. They hit his sister's house, where he sometimes crashed. At first, she denied everything. But fear cracked her open. She confessed, Robert was killed right there, in her living room. Her words chilled investigators. She said Raymond swung an axe into Robert's skull. Right in front of her. No hesitation. No remorse. Then he dragged the body away. When asked why she didn't call for help, she lowered her head. She was terrified of her brother. She just stood there, frozen, while evil painted her floor red. With that confession, detectives launched a manhunt. Patrol cars combed back roads. Flyers went up. And within hours, Raymond was spotted, hiding near an abandoned lot. The chase didn't last long. Surrounded, Raymond gave up without a fight. But he wasn't sweating. Wasn't panicked. Almost smug, as if he believed no jury could touch him. Now investigators needed the why. Why murder an innocent uncle and a 14-year-old boy? Why bury one alive, shred the other to pieces? The answer boiled down to greed. Raymond had no interest in work. He wanted fast cash. He saw Robert's shuttle as his golden ticket. Instead of saving to buy one, he decided to steal. He stalked drivers for weeks. Watched their routines. Robert was perfect, friendly, trusting, and only ever with his young nephew. Easy targets. No muscle to fight back. Raymond baited the trap with money. He offered Robert a private run, quick cash, more than double the normal fare. Robert agreed, not knowing it would be his last ride. They drove to Raymond's sister's house. Raymond invited Robert inside for tea while the passengers gathered. Robert trusted him, leaving young Daniel waiting outside in the bus. Upstairs, Robert sat, unsuspecting. Raymond slipped behind him, gripped an axe, and swung hard. One blow to the skull. Robert collapsed instantly. Dead before he hit the floor. Downstairs, Daniel wondered why his uncle hadn't come back. Raymond strolled out calmly, told the boy his uncle was resting, and coaxed him to step away from the bus. He led Daniel toward the cemetery. Then smashed a rock into the boy's head. Thinking he was dead, Raymond shoved him into an open grave and covered him with dirt. But Daniel wasn't dead. Somehow, with fractured bones and shattered nerves, he clawed upward. His muffled cries echoed through the night until neighbors dug him free. Meanwhile, Raymond hacked Robert's body into pieces. Stuffed the remains into a duffel bag. Drove to the hills and dumped them like garbage, hoping dogs or dirt would erase the crime. He believed he had it all figured out. A new bus, clean start, fake papers. No witnesses. But he was wrong. Daniel survived, and his cries under the dirt exposed everything. In court, the jury didn't hesitate. Raymond Cole was convicted of murder, attempted murder, and more. He'll never walk free again. Evil, finally caged. And the lesson? Evil rarely shows itself in horns or fire. Sometimes it's just a man with a smile and a story that seems too good. Never give blind trust to a stranger.